Well, what should and shouldn't you say in everyday life? You may be used to controlling your language, maybe in certain situations, or carrying yourself in a certain way, but as MPs return to work, should there be a moderation of language? Many people have called for it, even the late Jo Cox's husband, Brendan Cox, describing Parliament as a bear pit of humiliation. So, Marion, lots of talk about language that's used in Parliament at the moment. Notably, the Surrender Bill is one that people are focusing on. The name of that, some suggesting, could be a bit inflammatory. What do you think about language that's used by MPs in Parliament on the whole, especially at this critical time?
I think it's very poor, actually. I think that politicians should grow up and use decent common language and just be kinder, I think at the moment it's really grim. Really grim.
Jo Cox as well was brought up in Parliament last night. I'm not sure if you'd seen. What do you think of that? Brought up on both sides of the House, actually, but a lot of people criticising Boris's response.
Yeah, I think Boris's response most of the time is dreadful.
Stan's what? Yeah. You're a bit of a Boris fan?
Yes, a big Boris fan and a big Elvis fan. So I think he's the lead us into the promised land.
Okay.
I think he will anyway. I mean, he looks the part, but I mean, they're having the right go at him, aren't they, and stuff.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of people criticising some of his language use. Do you condone? I mean, there's a lot of talk about
He's a friend of Donald Trump, and he seems to be pretty happy with him, doesn't he? And Donald Trump likes him, and he's the second Trump, isn't he?
There is a bill called the Surrender Bill. A lot of people criticising the name of that to be a little bit too inflammatory. What do you think about that? Hearing a bill called the Surrender Bill, is that a bit too much?
It's a bit too much. Should not be surrendering, because we know a war should be a mutual understanding, because we're partners with Europe. I'm European. I've been living in the UK for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
But it's like my second country now. It's my home. So I don't think it's necessary.